Hi everyone, in this small tutorial we create a simple JSON data format and send it to the Apache and PHP server in a Raspberry Pi. We set up and read back same JSON data from that server using Qt. It is highly recommended that watching my old tutorials about how you can create your own development Qt environment for Raspberry Pi. So let's start. Open a Qt Creator and click in console application. And I want here Json Http example qmake. I choose my Raspberry Pi kit I create before. Okay, we will use a network manager library, so it's a good idea to add a network tag here. Then now we can include the needed libraries before. They are QJSON value, QJSON object, QJSON document, and for the QJSON the final one, an object document array. Actually, also it's a good idea to add an QJSON value. So for a network, we will include a Q network access manager, Q network request, and Q network reply. Also, we use a string library, QString. Also, Q variant will be helpful. Then finally, for debugging, Q debug. And create a simple JSON object. JSON object object with an insert method. We can simply insert any field we want in any type using the field, actually using the variant. Simple QJSON value from variant. We can type an integer here or a string. I will choose a string here, monkey. Let's write. I forgot semicolon. Right. So I want also one more field. This will be a field 2, and this one is a human. I choose here and relays, and also in a project I remove the shadow build. With Control B I can compile. There is no problem, it's so good. Now we bring this G object as an JSON document. Document G object. We can now print with QDebug our GObject file. Just click this. With an to JSON, of course. JSON. Let's make it right. Okay, there's no problem. So now we can send it the binary, compiled binary to the Raspberry Pi. Here, Json Http example root at my Raspberry Pi IP address. Home Pi desktop. It is okay. And I will connect with an SSH. Here our binary. We can compile like we can run like this, and this JSON is ready to use. As seen, field 1 is a monkey, field 2 is a human. So now, actually, we should create an PHP and an Apache server in Raspberry Pi before accessing a network manager from Qt. So go to again Raspberry Pi and update your system. I follow the instructions from the Raspberry Pi org to download the Apache server, set up our Apache server. Simply apt-get install Apache 2y. Now go to the web browser, type your IP address here, and you should see the Apache Debian default page, which means Apache server is okay. So install the PHP. Apache 2 mod PHP -y. So go to www.var and HTML file here. You see there is an index.html we paged before, and move it index.html like index, and create a file named index.php, and type in here a simple hello world with an echo hello world. Now go to the web browser again, type the same IP address. Then we didn't see anything. That should be an hello world, but why? Oh, we forgot to, I just forgot the PHP tags. It's not possible to run without them. So refresh the page and see the hello world. PHP is working, it's good. But we didn't actually, we do not simply echo the hello world. We echo the JSON file. So delete these. Let's add unnecessary headers. I just copy here. and simply get a data, JSON data, within $JSON decode file get contents. I directly post this file, requested to directly this file. That is why I just typed here an input. And now echo the JSON encode data. So save it and go to the browser. When you refresh the page, you should see the null. Yeah, exactly. Because we didn't send any JSON data. Now go to the your main, simply, then type, simply then create a simple network request object with a queue network request, network request rec, let's say, and queue URL. Give it your PHP file, the path, HTTP. I think it should be the local host. Maybe it will be a better idea, because it will, this binary is will be running in the Raspberry Pi. That's good. So request rec actually should set header. So create a network manager, access manager object with an queue network access manager. Let's call it a man. Queue network reply to get, actually to get the data after the request. Should the pointer. Man post rec doc to JSON, what we print down before. To JSON, whatever you called. So in a while loop, you should wait the whole request, whole response. Reply is finished. And queue app simply process events. Then take the data as a q byte array. JSON bytes. Actually, let's call it a response byte. Reply read all. You can actually, you must do it in a one time. We can print here what we get. Response response bytes. Yes, let's compile it and send it to the Raspberry Pi here. Go to home, Pi, desktop, run it, and as seen, what we sent, then we get the same thing. Field monkey, field 2 human. Now we can parse this data individually with and simply a QString. QString, let's call it str and QString and response bytes, and we convert the QString, the response bytes. Then it's a good idea to change to convert as a qbyte array again. Qbyte array. Now we can call them JSON bytes. Str local to local 8-bit. Now with an auto keyword, it will be helpful. JSON, let's say doc, then QJSON document from JSON. Simply type your JSON bytes variable. After that, simply it's a needed QJSON object. QJSON object for our QJSON doc. Simply document JSON object, let's say, and JSON doc object. Is it wrong? I just forget semicolon here. Now with a JSON object, it's a good idea also. It should be done actually as a map with qvariant map. Qvariant map to change the object as a map, as a JSON map, let's say. JSON, then JSON object to variant map. Simply now we can access the fields individually. Qdebug. We can print down here JSON map, for example field 1 to string, let's say. Also the other one we can simply print. Now compile. Send the binary to the Raspberry Pi and run it. As seen, we can individually write down monkey and human. Also we can add much more field, for example. It's the simple JSON format, as you see. Field 3, let's call it a plain. Field 4, I don't know, earth. Let's make it an integer and let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Just send the binary again. And run example. Human monkey. We didn't print down, but we can see here field 3, field 4 is 12, field 4 is 12. We send and we read back. Field 3 we can print. Also directly we write down to field 4, passing to field 3, passing by passing. So Same mistake. Then run again. Monkey human. I'll make the string no string to integer. It should be not a string. And run it again. Compile it and make it free. That time my password and is 12 here. So we can directly send a request, the post request to the internet. For example, we can type here any website. For example, I have a PHP file that you can also post. Back PHP and the internet. I have a server. If you don't have a server, you can try this. I send it and I can read the same thing still. You see there is a little bit slowing some delay because we talk with the internet. It's a little bit waiting. So guys, that is all for this tutorial. So simply you have a simple idea how you can send a JSON data to the cloud, to internet or a web server in a PHP server from the Raspberry Pi with Qt. So see you in the next tutorials. I don't know what about.